"Man, my siblings and I did DNA kits for Christmas and it blew up in Mom's face." His mother watched in horror as each of her children unwrapped a present and discovered it was the identical one. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Nobody was aware of the secret she had been keeping for a very long time. She had prayed that no one would ever be aware of her personal history. It was all coming apart now, and she needed to find a solution. Most people have heard of the adorable little test known as the home DNA test, which you can simply perform in the comfort of your own home. The small box is readily available at most pharmacies, and many find it fascinating that their obscure past has come to life. Some even question whether the DIY kit, which is based on people from long ago who make up your genetic code, might reveal more about you. These DNA tests have revealed some fascinating secrets, but none as bizarre as the one of the guy who sent DIY DNA kits to every member of his family on Christmas Eve. Ancestry DNA was having a kit deal earlier this year. "I thought it'd be a great idea, so I bought 6 of them for Christmas presents," wrote the man. He was unaware of the fear it would instill in his family. "Today, my family got together to exchange presents for our Christmas Eve tradition, and I gave my mom, dad, brother, and 2 sisters each a kit," he said. But James didn't anticipate some of the reactions he received when he opened the gifts. Opening her DNA kit box, his mother dropped the present as if it had burnt her and cast a terrified glance around the table. Seeking an excuse for her children to skip the exam, she started looking for any excuse to halt the already initiated actions. Her words sprang out of her mouth. "You shouldn't take this test. The chemicals in them are extremely dangerous." However, the family's explanation that the test included no chemicals at all was met with disbelief. She wanted more, desperately. Although it was obvious that she was upset, kids had no cause to wonder why their mother was acting strangely. After a few minutes, she gave it another go. "Since the outcomes will be the same for all of us, just one of you youngsters needed to take it. To save money, you ought to sell the additional kits." Maybe her strategy worked, she thought to herself, as everyone carried on with their evening. But when the topic of the tests came up again, she lost her cool and rushed upstairs, her husband trailing closely behind. James made the decision to share the events of the evening on a well-known social media platform, writing, "We're downstairs trying to figure out who has a different dad after our parents had been fighting upstairs for the last hour." However, things weren't quite that simple, because no one had actually taken the test yet. Update: I really appreciate all of your kindness and support. I haven't decided if my brother, sisters, and I will take the test yet. A few hours later, he commented, "No matter what happens, we'll still love each other and our parents no matter what." It was obvious that he was concerned about the difficulties he had caused and was really wishing for the best. Eventually, Mom and Dad arrived downstairs while everyone awkwardly waited around the table in quiet. Now that they appeared to have made a choice, both parents were considerably more composed. It was obvious that something was happening that the children were unaware of, and James felt a bit anxious that it was becoming public on Christmas Eve. What could have prompted his parents to argue so violently and then come together as a team an hour later? They were prepared to confront the family and provide some information that was obviously going to alter the way the family interacted with one another, and even with themselves. One would think that someone wouldn't be this close or happy right now if there was something as serious as infidelity on one side. Mom took everyone aside and revealed her truth with grace. She took his hand and he nodded as she proceeded to describe in detail how the family came to be so many years ago. In an odd turn of events, their father was the father of the boys, but as he had known all along, the father of the girls was not. James writes a clever statement summarizing the evening's events. Update: Christmas isn't destroyed. In actuality, my error became a Christmas miracle. It turns out that my sister's father died not long after her birth. My mom's closest friend helped her get through the worst period in her life, and they later fell in love and started the rest of our family. Given that her spouse had supported her throughout and was aware that he wasn't the father of the first 2 kids, why hadn't Mom informed the kids about their paternity? Was it a secret that she didn't stop it once it started? There was never a good time, and then it was too late. The deception became greater and harder to tell with every day that went by and every year that passed. "That's probably precisely it," James added. "Due of the difficulty it caused my mother, they never told us. She was brave enough to share pictures and tales with us last night, and it really strengthened our bond as a family. We will always remember this Christmas, and certainly we are all eager to hear the results of our tests. All of you have a Merry Christmas." It appears that nothing sinister was occurring. She had no hidden relationships or scandalous escapades. All of her past was too difficult for her to discuss until this Christmas present made her do it. She must have reasoned that since the children were raised by the same parents and had the same upbringing, it didn't matter if they were made to feel like full siblings. Some, meanwhile, were not as fortunate. Another man, George Doe, made a statement on the occasion he gifted his parents a 23andMe DNA kit. His goal was only to learn about the family's medical history, but what he discovered was shocking. "Check this box if you want to see close family members in this search program," said a line at the bottom of the page. When he checked it, he discovered that he and another man called Thomas shared 22% of their DNA. His father told him no when he inquired whether he knew any Thomases. When George checked, however, he saw that Thomas appeared in his father's close family member box with a 50% genome match, indicating that George's father was also Thomas's father. However, not every DNA kit results in depressing tales and adulterous partners. Another, Chastity, was so ignorant of her history that at 31, she had no idea who her father was. She made the decision to undergo a DNA test. She was shocked to learn that her X chromosomes contributed significantly to her European ancestry when she received her findings. She put pressure on her mother to tell her more about her real ancestry. Being African American, her mother would consistently mention that Chastity's father had extremely dark complexion. Chastity, however, would discover that wasn't exactly accurate. She fought with her mother till she finally caved in and introduced Chastity to a name she was unfamiliar with. Her father's identity, her background, and even the last name she had used for 31 years were all lies. Chastity used the name to find her father on Facebook and send him a message. She says with fear, "I didn't know if he even knew about me or would accept I could possibly be his child." However, the response she received exceeded her expectations. "Wow, I've been looking for you forever." Chastity's tale is only one of many touching and sometimes ill-considered ones. It appears that the lesson of the tale is to make sure you want to know about your past before you go digging. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.